Whoa. I think that's a tremolo effect on the piano, I believe. Whoa. This is insane atmosphere. Or this is a insane atmosphere. Jesus. I don't know if that's a guitar there, but it sounds so interesting. Again, the usage of the tremolo effect on almost everything sounds super cool. Very, very eerie. Really, really like the guitar work here. The usage of lower guitar leads. So far, this is I really like this a lot more than their last album or any song. I feel like there's a lot more not structure. I feel like everything sounds a lot more structured. Everything fits very, very well. There's a lot more in the atmosphere with a lot of different I hear at times there's some keyboards, there's some I think there's some guitars with like very weird effects, like for example tremolo, or just they're very distorted. They're like cleanly distorted, if that makes sense. It's not the distortion that you would use for like playing like full on rock music, but it has a very weird, it's clean guitars that has a very weird sounding distorted edge to them, and it sounds very interesting and very cool. I don't know, I would say that I'm particularly moved by this so far. I really really like the last or the first track of this album because of all the different atmospheric things that they were using with the tremolo effect. I feel like I feel like if the whole album would was like that, I feel like my head would hurt after a while. But yeah, let's just keep on going. Let's see where it takes us. Ooh, nice vocal melody. Super simple and just very effective. Yeah, this chorus is a vibe. Man, dude, these guitar leads are so nice. They really remind me of John Frusciante's guitar leads on the Chili Peppers. Like, I can hear myself playing these songs and improvising over them, and I don't know. There whenever what I love about a lot more like rock music in general is that the possibilities of improvising is like on a all-time high. Um I feel like when it comes to a lot of the music that I listen to, the thing that really lacks, I listen to like a lot of metal music, but the thing that it really lacks is the room to improvise over it while doing like solos or changing up chord progressions a bit or changing notes slightly. Um, it has a lot bigger of effect whenever you do change the notes and improvise them, and it kind of gives it a new light. While a lot more metal music, if you do listen to a lot of metal music, if you change a note particularly or change the riff almost completely, it doesn't have its similarity to it really. But whenever like you see this when it comes to the Red Hot Chili Peppers a lot, whenever they do play their songs live, their songs still the structure is still there. You know what's gonna generally happen, but whenever John Frusciante pulls off a very slight twist or change in the riff or does a whole other completely different solo, it still fits very very well. And I don't know if these guys like improvise live or they're kind of like Pink Floyd and other progressive rock groups where they try to play everything as similar to the record as possible. But yeah, I think yeah, as like a guitar, I guess a guitar player's perspective, there's a lot of room in here, and all I can hear is like myself noodling over it. But yeah, let's keep going. Ooh, okay. You can slightly hear what I think is an organ in the background. I love how this all builds up. That's nice. I think so far a lot of these songs are sounding very, very consistent. Or at least the last three songs. I don't know if that whole album is gonna be like this, but I think it'll be nice to have more changes or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That was a very weird chorus. Very interesting vocal delivery too. Love more of an upbeat song. That's nice. I don't know. This isn't really hitting me. Um, personally, um, I think this is. I don't know if this is something I would listen to like for pleasure necessarily. I feel like this is something I would put in the background while I'm doing something so I can focus and not just get distracted. Um, I would love to hear what anyone um what keep what about this like makes them want to listen to this all the time. I don't have anything that really hooks me in about this. Um, all I feel like when it comes to a lot of like progressive bands, or not a lot of progressive bands, like progressive rock bands that I've listened to, um, except for Pink Floyd, um, a lot of them that I've listened to, I listened to their albums for the first time and I never really come back to it because I'm just kind of there for the journey and the journey doesn't really do anything for me, so I don't really come back to it a whole bunch. I think when it comes to like Pink Floyd, there's always something that really hooks me in. It could be like a guitar riff or um, a vocal melody that I really enjoy. But there's a lot of just there's a lot of interesting elements in this where I think at that time there's a lot of experimental things that a lot of other bands never really used a lot. Like for example, like how they were using like the tremolo effect. It was like for example, Planet Tex Telex. That song was just full of tremolo from start to finish, and it sounded very interesting. It sounded very whole, very atmospheric, and it was definitely crossing the barriers of what a lot of other people how a lot of people use effects in on guitars or whatever instruments. Um but yeah, I feel like if this was if I was listening to this like at the time it was released, maybe it would probably hit a bit different because I a lot of the stuff that I've been hearing, I hear a lot of other bands using that. So yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling right now. Whoa, this song is like the same progression of Breaking the Girl. Sounds very similar. Ooh, that's a nice chorus. I'm sorry, I don't usually pause in the middle of songs, but whenever bands are able to convey so much meaning or emotion with simple just with repeating lyrics or just a very simple vocal melody, that hits hard. And with contrast of like everything else happening in the background, it's super super good. I really really enjoy it. Oh, that's super cool. Ooh, the contrast between the guitar lead and the vocals. Oh, yes. Love those triads. Yeah, this kind of has a John Frusciante vibe for me. I was really expecting that, like a heavy drop there. That kind of threw me off a bit. I feel like the mix. I feel like I feel like the bass. There was like no bass end whenever that started happening. Let me listen to it again. Like here, you can feel the depth of like the bass, the lower end of the mix, I guess. And now the lower end is just not there. It sounds weird. I don't know if that's like a purposeful decision, but yeah, it sounds kind of off for me. What in the world? Yeah, there was some parts that just sounded super weird and off for me, mix wise, where the low end just was gone in certain parts of the song structure. But yeah. Oh, dude. Oh my god, all the sound effects in the background. Yeah, this song hits. Best song in the album so far. 100%. I think this song is also starting to hit. That song was nice. I wouldn't say it's as good as Bulletproof, but it's cool. Nothing really new about this track, but it's just kind of the standard, or it's very similar compared to a lot of the other songs on this album. Love how tense this is, this part. Oh man, this is sick. This is the kind of stuff that I'm like aching for. Yeah, like I feel like a lot of the music, a lot of the songs in here are just kind of oh, what is it? They're for me they're not as hard hitting, and it doesn't really make me feel a whole bunch. Whenever it sounds like a very standard softer rock ballad kind of thing. But there wasn't it doesn't make me feel intense. It doesn't feel like I'm floating necessarily. Like these are like very broad terms and stuff that I feel whenever I listen to some music. And the songs Planted Telex, what was it? Nice Dream, Bulletproof, and the last song, Street Spirit. It had elements to it that either made me get hooked onto the song, or it had some kind of intensity, or some kind of very unique, interesting atmosphere that I feel like I haven't really discovered before. Let me put my chair up a bit. Um, but yeah, I think a lot of these songs are very solid. I would never say that the the songs are bad or anything like that. I feel like I feel like all oh, what is it? I feel like the songs aren't really giving me anything that I haven't heard before in a way. Um, because like whenever I do a lot of the music that I listen to, I want them to take me to like a whole different place. And I guess like if I give I'm trying to think of bands that would that people who listen to Radiohead would maybe know or whatever. I don't know to give like examples. Like for example, Deftones, Loathe, um Silent Planet, um I'm trying to think of others, but or Pink Floyd. I feel like whenever I listen to an album, I feel like I'm in a totally different place that doesn't feel very familiar before. And that feeling I don't really get from these last two albums. But there was a couple songs where I felt like there was something different. There's something I haven't really heard that much or implemented before. But I don't know. We'll see if it grows on me. If you have any comments of like, "Oh, I felt this before," and then as I listen to the album it kind of grows on you, please tell me in the comments below. I'd be very interested to hear. But I hear a lot of people say that OK Computer is their best album. Um and Rainbows. So I am very interested to see um, what that's going to sound like. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to say at the moment. There's literally a fly. Jesus Christ. Okay. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any suggestions, please put them down in the comments below. And I'll see you guys later. Bye. Man, I can't stop stuttering.